a fly gal, get your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair did.
Y'all need to get into the gym like a piranha. Y'all need to get into my gym like y'all need water. I mean, it's me at the top and Balenciaga. I mean, y'all bitches better yell like Ariana if they ever.
T.
I don't know, friend.
Well, we're gonna get into it, y'all. I'm Lee.
And I'm Max.
And this is the I Don't Know Friend podcast. We're going to go ahead and start with some hot topics like we usually do. First thing we're going to talk about is this whole KeKe Palmer baby daddy saga, child. For some reason, if y'all living under a rock, so she filed for sole custody of her son and got a restraining order, a protective order, I think the same thing, against him or whatever. So when it first dropped, the news, which she didn't release it, but blogs are nosy, found the documents, released it. Everybody's like, that's crazy, woot, woot, woot. Then they got the pictures from which she attached to the documents. Now all the niggas that was supporting him about 2 months ago, real quiet. I ain't heard a peep out of their mouths. They're brother in Christ. They ain't standing beside him no more. Cause yeah, nigga wildin'. And so KeKe got the protective order and she won sole custody of her son. So basically in the order, she was talking about like him being abusive, him trying to, choking her out to get her phone. And then he also was making like weird comments against her son, like almost jealous comments against her son. Like if she was showing him quote unquote too much attention at times, or even like making quote unquote jokes or references to like neglecting him if KeKe were behaving in a way he didn't like. And it even got to a point where he was changing the baby's diaper and like, I don't know, saying something to him or doing something really rough with him, to where KeKe's like, okay, I got it. And they ended up like tussling, tug-of-warring with the baby. And then she eventually got him and was like, finish shading him, whatever. And he like mushed her as he headed out the door. Yeah. So when news broke, and I don't think I'll find the tweet originally. His brother drove from Insecure, posted a tweet basically like lies, despicable. I mean, if you said what you said, stand on it. When I first read it, I low-key wasn't sure who he was saying it towards,
but for him to
have an ad on it,
he was definitely in support of his brother.
Yeah. After the fact, I was like, oh, okay. But at first, I'm like, is he saying
right? You didn't know, like, whose side, right?
That you couldn't tell whose side he was on. So yeah, that happened. Then later on in the week, baby daddy, what is this nigga's name?
Darius.
I'm gonna keep calling him baby daddy. Baby daddy posted a clip of KeKe mama Sharon going off on him or whatever and saying she gonna put a bullet in him.
Period.
I ain't gonna mess with big mama Sharon. Nobody named Sharon. I feel like you just don't play with them. Like, that's an old lady, but she get down. Anyway, right. So he posted that clip, and then Miss Sharon posted the text messages between her and the baby daddy mama, in which she's like, oh, since you're getting in, the baby daddy mama talking about, since you're getting into their business and threatening my child, I guess we'll have to press charges, woot the woot. And so Miss Sharon like, well, since y'all want to talk about some pressing charges, California, you have to announce that you're recording a conversation. I didn't know that conversation was recorded, so I would press charges too. I said, oh, do your thing, big mama, because what? So it's just a mess.
Charge for charge.
Charge for charge, shot for shot. We got it. So in the midst of all this happening, Dro, who I will continue to call him because that's the only thing we know him from,
right.
His baby mom, he was trying to talk crap about his baby mama and like, oh, I've been going through it, woot, 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 right? And so the baby mama's like, I mean, yeah, he was abusive towards me, but our kid is like 6 or 8 now. It's not even that deep, but he ain't seen her in a hot minute. I don't know. And so he's like, well, yeah, I've been fighting for custody. I haven't seen her because you took her out of state. She's like, and then the Dro's baby mom is like, I've always lived both in California and Texas, but since you stopped paying child support, I couldn't afford to live both in California and Texas, so I chose to stay in Texas because Texas is cheaper. So now I'm gonna take you back for child support. I'm gonna sue you for child support since you want to play on the internet. Right. I said, go ahead. I said, do your thing.
But this just a damn. They get you right.
Stop complaining on the internet. It's gonna get y'all in trouble. So now he going to court for bad child support, baby. She's
give me my money.
That he getting sued, and I guess during the midst of like, because I guess the abuse has been happening for like a year now, and at one point, KeKe Mama was talking to Dro about it, and he's like, "Oh, he'll grow out of it. I used to do that too." Woot the woot. Keep this in mind. A few weeks ago, not even a few weeks, a few days ago, documents have made their way to the internet showing that baby daddy and Dro and them mama has a restraining order, protective order against their daddy because he used to beat on them. So it's a cycle. Everybody getting beaten on first. Everybody got orders out on them, and y'all still defending them. I always say it. It'd be a no good mama defending them because you done watched. You done got beat. You done watched your older son beat him, and now you watching your little son, and you still sticking up for him.
And then you letting your daughter get beat by the brother, by your son.
He beating on the sister. They can't keep their hands to themselves.
Put it all like that. She said, "You know you don't know no better if you let he do it to the sister. So why would you think there's any wrong with what he's doing?" Mama Sharon put it all like that.
It's so crazy. Yeah. Dang, I'm thirsty. Okay, so it's the whole thing. I just realized my cup is empty. And so yeah. Now, again, all his brothers in Christ been real quiet. My question to y'all is, where are y'all? Because when we said he's being weird, that's abusive. Right. When he was talking crap about her on the internet about what she had on, he has a right to it's embarrassing. She shouldn't. Woot woot woot.
And maybe that's why she kept quiet, because she knew what she was gonna have to really deal with.
It had already been a thing. She already knew what it was. And here's the thing. Abuse is abuse. If he's being emotionally abusive or like controlling like that, it will eventually escalate that love bomb. And she said that in the order. He basically do that weird stuff on the internet and then turn around and love bomb her, and oh, she's so great, she's a whoop the whoop. So it's like, y'all don't see that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Controlling behavior, that stuff is not cute. I don't find it funny because I know for a fact it will escalate, and next thing you know, you're dead. Because the majority of homicides against black women are by who? Our partners. Stop playing with it. If we say it's weird and controlling, it's weird and controlling. KeKe been dressing like that. He ain't like it, he shouldn't have got with her. And that's what happens when you talk shit about your boss. Now you owe her money. You're gonna have to pay child support. You can't see your baby. You're not gonna get no job as a wannabe actor because everybody hates you. KeKe's everybody's favorite cousin. Ain't nobody finna hire your ass. So we finna see you later. 7-Eleven.
Please.
We finna see you pumping gas. Anyway. Anything else to say, friend?
No. Good for KeKe for finally
standing up
for herself.
That got them together.
Leaving, because we wouldn't have knew, and people would have still had their own little opinion about her. But when it dropped, I said, "That's how you do it, KeKe."
Seriously, it's the fact that the daddy.
It was with the quickness, and it's because she had so much evidence. Like, so for him to even try to deny it, it's lucky you ain't got clank yet.
For me, it's the fact that it's the entire family.
Right.
Entire family's abusive. Like, y'all are brushing over that fact. It's the dad, it's the little brother, big brother, and the daddy.
And look how they all look.
Y'all need help. We need therapy, shock therapy. We need all of the things. Because that's not normal. That's not okay. They seen it. And I picked a good Docket question. They saw it modeled in the home, and they've repeated the behavior. Anyway, Let's go on into our next topic. What was we gonna talk about?
Will or Maggie?
Let's say Will. We're already here. Dwayne or Will? Whose assistant was? It was Dwayne's assistant, right?
No, it was Will Smith.
Will Smith's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith's ex-assistant was on Tasha K's whatever. Did an interview with her in which he said he walked into Dwayne Martin's dressing room and caught him bending Will over the couch.
Killing him is what he said.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised or shocked by that statement. I feel like those rumors have been going around for a minute, though, right? I don't think it's right to say that.
But
that's why I wasn't talking about it.
Do you feel like maybe it's because who it is, they're finally trying to do legal action? Because, like you said, that's been going around. That he goes both ways.
I feel like. Girl, say it again. It was breaking up on my side. What?
Oh, I was saying, like, it's been rumors, like you said. So why do you feel like they're trying to take legal action now?
Oh, because you mean because it's Tasha K who's bringing it to light again?
Well, and the guy that knows them personally.
Oh, probably. Because I was not at all shocked when I heard that news. I feel like no, maybe not Lisa Marie. I swore. Not Lisa Ray alluded to it before. Because when she was talking about like their closeness, and she's talking about like, because remember when she was on that hate train, when she was on like Wendy Williams and stuff, and she was talking about how much she don't rock with him because of him basically helping her break up her marriage. I feel like she doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Like it just kind of gave. Well, that's what I got from it.
You know what? She was also I feel like she knows, Lisa Ray knows some things because she was on All of Us. It was supposed to be like of Will Smith's real dynamic as far as him and his ex-wife and then new wife and with their blended kids. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure she alluded to it. I'm sure I'm not making that up. So I guess I feel like, so are they suing the assistant or Tasha K? Well,
you know what? It hasn't come out, but Jada said they're taking legal action. I don't know.
I feel like it'll probably have to be the assistant because Tasha didn't really say nothing. I mean, she posted it again. Y'all, I'm gonna grab a thing. And they could probably do the assistant because I'm sure he had an NDA. Positive. There's no way he didn't as an assistant. Unless, I mean...
Do you think it's been... Because is it time frames on that or no?
Sometimes. My job made me sign an NDA before I even interviewed. Isn't that weird?
Right.
Yeah. Some of them do have time frames. So it would just depend on the one he signed. So I guess we'll have to see. But I'm not surprised. And shout out to them, you know? Take a little boy booty. It ain't no thing. I don't. Anyway, take a little boy booty because you ain't getting that over here. I don't like it. I don't see how y'all do it. But shout out to you. It don't feel good.
My back door is never open.
It don't feel good. I'm sorry. I got into full arguments with dudes because I'm like, it's a full no, and they're like, that means you liked that nigga better because you let. I'm like, what? Nigga logic is crazy. Like, you let him try, so clearly you love him more than you ever loved me. What are you saying?
No, seriously.
Never doing something before, doing it, saying you don't like it, and not wanting to do it again has nothing to do with the person and everything to do with me. How is that not clicking? Niggas are weird. Anyway.
You know me. Don't keep pressuring me into that. Because I go to the other side and be thinking that you're look.
It's giving. This was like, I don't even remember who this was, but it's just giving like, it was the simple fact that it was a hard no that bothered them. Like when we had the conversation, and I'm just like at least no, never ever. You should just say like maybe one day, but like I don't like that hard no. I remember who it was. I'll tell you later. Actually no, I guess Diddy. It was Diddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That just seems like you really just would do. Mind you, wasn't with that man. He was not. That was a grown man.
I'm very grown.
Very, not my man.
He got a nickname Diddy for a reason.
For a reason. Yeah. Anyway, so weird, but nigga logic. When I brought it up to someone else, they're like, "Yeah, that makes sense." How does that make sense? Niggas. Anyway, what were you talking about? Boy band. Yeah.
No.
Shout out to Will. You know, if he can take it, strong. I guess next we could talk about the boy party making a whole diss track about Megan Thee Stallion over a bar in her song Cobra. Now, in the song Cobra, she didn't put an ad on it. People assumed, but she had technically dated someone after him, so she could have been talking about the other dude. He put an ad on it by making the whole diss track.
I mean, she was talking about him.
I mean, we knew, but we didn't know. But we knew. But it's a simple fact that he made it known, and they made a whole diss track speaking on a woman, like especially a woman you're not with no more, and having to like address it like that, needing to speak your piece. You A, still want the bitch, B, your girl. Those are just my thoughts and feelings.
Okay, Alicia, what way would you have respected him to come out and voice his side of voice his opinion on what happened? Because yes, Megan only said a bar, but I mean, she still, we ain't know, but we knew, type of thing. So he came out and spoke. So what would give him the right to, like, which way would he be able to clear his name up?
I don't think you need to. Okay, I'm gonna do it twofold. In reality, I feel like a real ass nigga don't need to speak on no woman. Especially no woman he's not dealing with no more. Especially if he's quote unquote moved on and is happy. What is you worrying about the next bitch? Or the old bitch? He don't got it, like, it just don't. That's where I'm at with that, first of all. But if you just gotta say, because you just one of them, it gives, that's how you act. If you're one of them zesties that gotta speak your piece, why are you gonna do a whole diss track? Now,
what would you have respected? What would you have respected him
bar.
Do? Oh, a bar. Okay.
I mean, he's a quote unquote rapper. No one listens to his music anyway. He had to make a whole song to get a couple views. Thank you.
Yes. And let me just say this. He's a good writer, but that song was terrible.
Good writer? He ain't wrote a hit for that girl in about 5 years.
You right.
Had a hit since. He's a failing writer, a failing house husband. So he had to make a diss track.
And a thriving.
Stop it.
A thriving.
He couldn't play his role.
And he thriving in the creepy.
Yeah,
creepy.
Like he literally wished to hang off of her, physically hang off of that girl. Why?
I'm not even just talking about that. Talking about the tweets that came out and stuff. That's why I said he
want to creep on a little girl. Mm-hmm.
Right. At your 30-year-old age, I know you had. Let me just say this: Party has looked like he's been 35 his whole life or something. His face just look like it's been like that since he came out the womb. I can't picture a young Party.
Seriously, the whole thing was very corny, and this is coming from someone who has also said a goal of mine is to have a nigga write a diss track about me.
What? I never understood. I never understood. Party never gave me that he would be like that he would even respond. Party always gave me real nigga type vibe. Yeah. But this kind of he just gave that he was. When he was sticking up for Megan, that's about the only beef I was seeing.
True. You're right.
I was digging him up then. Yes, Party. This and
you're
that.
You're right. Let me stop. I'm doing too much.
You're not.
Right. He didn't give that. I'm not surprised, but he didn't give that. No, I definitely want a nigga to write the diss track about me. But that's coming from a place of my inner villain. I'm a sad season is approaching. You're still a bitch ass nigga for doing it. But I'm 11. I'm gonna eat it up.
Like Beyonce said, if you really love me, make an album about me.
I'm gonna eat it up. but you're a bitch. That's what it's giving. You had to run to the internet. I got you hurt so bad. You had to pay $50 to TJ and them to get in their closet studio and drop a beat and make some beats. No.
Right.
No, you're crazy. Love it though. Love that I hurt you that bad. Love that I affected you that much. But no, you're crazy.
If somebody was crashing and burning because they just could not get over you, you would be
I'd eat it up. Oh, I would bring it up regularly. You hear that nigga?
He was crashing about me. Definitely.
Have him crying to his mom about me. Ooh, it makes me happy. But yeah. The fact that he made a whole diss track is crazy. And to all the Megan haters out there, babe, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Party's a bitch. Love you.
However, I just want to be devil's advocate and then we can move on. They did say, if a man is saying the same thing about you that the females say, something has to be true about something.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anything. The stuff he said I'm not saying the stuff he said wasn't valid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it was a girl's move. That's something a girl would do. Cardi could have very easily did that exact same track. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just gave feminine.
Yeah,
he was stepping into his feminine energy for that. Love that for him. Anyway, I don't know if that's last, but next we'll go. What's that man name? Diddy. Not my Diddy, the real one. And the whole, oh my gosh, anyway, I'll tell you later. The real Diddy, Cassie sued him for a bunch of crap, abuse, all kinds of stuff, child. It was a 35-page lawsuit. People read it. I didn't read it. I watched videos of people talking about it after they read it. A lot of stuff, a lot of allegations in there, a lot of stories about him getting her hooked on pills and manipulating her to, like, getting her away from her boyfriend when she had a boyfriend at the time, and then just controlling her and stuff like that. The lawsuit dropped, and then they settled the next day. So,
the quickest lawsuit settlement I have ever seen in my life. Alicia, let me tell you my real deal response, like my real deal reaction. So when Cassie filed, I was like, there go. I woke up 24 hours later. I woke up like, I was so, okay, let me just say this. I'm glad that Cassie was able to come out and things because it's been forever. Nobody would have ever thought that Cassie would have sued Diddy.
Right.
So, it's not even the fact that, like, it's like sad that she settled. What I'm sad about is that Diddy probably already paid the states. So I'm pretty sure the state's not going to pick it up. Diddy is still a creep. Diddy is now getting away with what he's always gotten away with. Yes, this will be a little a little buzz still, for a little bit, but let's be real. People been knowing this about Diddy and it gets swept under the rug. He still gets awards, he still gets big things. Like, Diddy is loved from everybody. And then I just seen Slim Thug came out. First of all, Slim Thug, we ain't heard from you since Checkup on It, okay? And then, we had the nerve to say it should be a limitation on when you can come out and things like that.
They only broke up like 5 years ago.
Technically, if you really want to be for real, 2018 wasn't like it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, they broke up in 2018. Like, I knew it wasn't long ago.
And my thing is that I'm not totally against that with the whole limitation thing. However,
I'm totally against them. Sorry.
Well, yeah. So, for her to come out, for him to say that, it was just like, your comment, I know everybody is like commenting on it right now or whatever, but your comment is not needed, sir. And then, you're a public figure, it's going to get buzzed. And it's just like, who are y'all to tell her?
I think we need to do a little deep dive into where he's been for the past 15 years. I need y'all
the Stallion.
I need y'all internet warriors to get on that. Because clearly Hit Dog's gonna holla.
Hello. And let's get on that.
He might have some things he needs to. He's trying to get on that, y'all. Pull up them tweets. Go ahead.
And then bringing it back to Diddy, his camp had the nerve, mind you. So the whole 30 million was coming from Diddy's camp, not even Cassie. Cassie never said a number. He offered a number. She declined. She continued to do it. So I feel like the number thing, they probably tried to put that out there as if she asked for it, to spin it as if, oh, she just want money, how they were trying to do her. Or
right.
So,
because they definitely knew about it before it actually got filed. They 100% knew about it before it got filed.
Yeah, because I heard she was eventually going to write a book. I don't think necessarily based on that, like about her whole life, but that was definitely a part of her life, so it was going to be in the book.
But don't write no book, girl.
My thing is that people are literally, Diddy's camp, you were best just not saying nothing. They are coming out basically stating that in no way, shape, or form of Diddy settling means that he admits to anything that Cassie has said about him. This, not, and that. Let me tell you one thing. One thing I'm not gonna do is pay you for something I know is a lie. I don't care how much I got. If you want to, if Diddy did not do that, female or not, I'm gonna take a bitch down. I'm gonna take you down.
The type of stuff he's saying.
Exactly.
It's too crazy not to.
Every court case. So for me to settle just like, oh, let me shut you up. I'm not guilty, but let me just pay you this money so you won't keep spreading these lies. Diddy is about as guilty as the hit that he put on Pop. Okay.
So let me ask you that. Shut up. Let me ask you this. Do you think Carisha finna stick beside him?
I do.
Why?
I feel like Carisha definitely, and this is no hate or shade to my Miami sister, but Carisha definitely gives, oh, he didn't beat me, so I don't care. She just gives that.
On TikTok said that. They said she's not a girl's girl. I was like,
she's not.
She's not.
Anytime she, because they was like, this is the quietest I've ever seen her. Or if JT is arguing, then she's quiet then too. But yeah, Carisha not leaving. I feel like Diddy has brought Carisha so much to another status. She loved that fame. She loved that money that she's getting. So yeah, no, I don't think it would be in the cause of the whole Cassie situation, her leaving him. No. Now, do I feel like Diddy is going to be... Okay, do you feel like Diddy and Carisha gonna be on low key though, or do you feel like Diddy would be low key right now?
I feel like for a little bit, cause like he had talks for like he was supposed to be having a new reality show coming out soon with his family. He was supposed to be having like a lot going on. I feel like he's probably gonna be low key for a little bit just to try to like keep those deals in check or intact. He doesn't want to get them like canceled or whatever. So yeah, I don't see him popping out for a little minute.
Yeah, that's his best bet. To be honest, when the Breakfast Club was talking about it, they weren't really doing the absolute most like they, normally would.
Of course they're not.
Of course, a lot of people are gonna be a little hush hush on this one. Oh, it's Diddy, it's love.
Talk about the Kid Cudi situation. He got his car blown up, allegedly.
He said he was gonna blow up his car, and his car coincidentally
literally blew up a week later.
Blew up.
Documented proof that it blew up in his driveway.
And I don't know, Kid Cudi don't be on the scene like that, but when Kid Cudi said yes, that happened, I'm believing it. I'm sorry, I'm believing anybody else. Yeah.
There's articles from when it happened, like, because it was so crazy. Like, yeah. Had his car blown up.
Diddy was literally making Cassie do FOs as far as like sex parties, just basically like pimping her out.
Basically.
And to be honest, it's
Allegedly.
not hard to to believe, because Cassie has always been a quiet girl. We never really hear Cassie talk, and especially when she's with Diddy, like it's like she's his little showgirl, and it's just like
he was doing a very similar thing to Kim. I've been seeing a lot of people like deep diving into like the history between them two.
Oh no, not you. But you remember that video on TikTok I did of Diddy when Misa called him out and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
People have been liking that TikTok, and that was back in June.
There's literally a picture of Kim Porter with her a broken nose that like it was probably like a year before she had the kids, and it's alleged that Diddy did it because at one point when they were, because they were always on again, off again, they were off again right after he broke up with J-Lo. He broke up with J-Lo, aka she broke up with him. She said she didn't want to get back together with him. So actually,
I think that whole gun situation scared J-Lo.
Yeah. So this is what happened. They were not together. He was with J-Lo. She was with some other dude. I forgot the dude's name. He didn't like her being with the other dude, so he broke them up. But he was still with J-Lo. Gun situation happened, and J-Lo didn't want to get back with him. So then he got back with Kim, but it was only after J-Lo didn't want him. He later found out Kim was still conversating with dude behind his back, like before they got back together, but when he was still with J-Lo, and broke her nose. And so there's a picture of her literally swollen nose with the little, tapey thing they be having on there.
Mind you, was messing with Cassie this entire time.
No, this was back before that, right? This was back before that. Okay. This was before the twins were born.
Okay, yeah, they met 2003 or 6.
But he literally stole her away from I'll Be Sure.
Yeah.
And they're all dead. I'll Be Sure is the one who's still alive out of the original people who founded, what was it?
The company or whatever.
Yeah, I can't think of what it is right now. But
mind you, I'll Be Sure just came out today and said people are finally seeing this man for his slimy ways, his crooked ways. Oh, he put out a whole thing, and let me read it because I love the Diddy hate. So he said Peter Guns and Rich Dollars is saying something. First of all, I want to say they both looking like they could be somebody granddaddies on him. So we don't need your opinion.
Uptown Records.
Okay, so this is what I'll Be Sure said. Kind of almost something like this. I do agree my expectations about you driven strictly from my optimistic view of you, hoping your grimy ways would dissipate with age and or current state of affairs that would eventually expose that you were on the payroll and secretly part of the shenanigans. When being on the payroll and doing me in was your sudden come up. Wait for it. And it's so basically he posted like something that it was like a Boosie clip or whatever, and he basically like put that and then put like a whole caption, and it's basically in regards to Diddy, and this is Kim Porter's first baby daddy. That was really like the love of her life, if you really want to be real. And I feel like I wonder what the relationship is with Quincy and Diddy, because they were trying to say, oh, Diddy took care of Quincy. Kim was with Diddy, so of course Diddy was always going to be with Quincy 9 times out of 10. But I'll Be Sure was never absentee in Quincy's life. He was very much a father figure in his life. But my thing is, I just wonder how, because mind you, Kim passed away from pneumonia. That was that. Nobody looked into it. They did say it was a little her laptop was
an asthma attack.
They said pneumonia. But her laptop was missing, because she was going to do a book too. And I heard that her and Cassie had a sit down right before Cassie left or when Cassie was about to leave, which is kind of just crazy to think that Diddy literally had all of these women just worshiping him in a type of way. Like, he just had them all together in one union. Like, Cassie just had to get with the program that he was always going to be with his kid's mother. Like, they were always going to be around no matter the age or whatever the case may be. But
right.
I feel like we can go on with Diddy all day. I just feel
Real
like
quick, since you said that, this has just triggered me. I forgot it. Never mind.
Oh, damn. Was it about I'll Be Sure?
Oh yeah. No, that wasn't it. But originally, Uptown Records, how they all kind of got connected. The way he met Kim Porter, it was Diddy, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Al Harrell. They made founded Uptown Records, right? Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell's dead. Heavy D is dead. Kim Porter was Andre's assistant. Dead. It's just I'll Be Sure and Diddy now.
I'll Be Sure
just got out of a coma, right?
Yes, for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, for a little minute.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody even knew he was in a coma.
Yeah, he was in a coma for a little minute.
Yeah. Diddy, more of the story. You will get your day, sis. You will get your day.
Escaping Diddy is gonna be crazy.
I just hope this keeps fueling. I hope it don't pipe down. I hope every time he do something, it just everybody starts saying little stuff.
Because he's allegedly have hits on like a bunch of people, not just Tupac and them. There's so many random people like that he's linked to allegedly getting rid of. Like, damn, you just got hitters for everything. Shit. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up Hot Topics there.
Okay, yeah. That was a long Hot Topic.
It was. We went like probably 10 minutes over. We'll go ahead and get into our docket questions here. So our first one is, how many chances do you give a person?
In today's age, I feel like my heart want to say 2, but I want to be logical and maybe say, 3 strikes you're out, but not necessarily. That could be with any type of thing that I'm just not feeling that you're doing in the relationship, that if it's causing like a wedge for me to want to kind of leave you type of thing or whatever. 2 on the good day, 3 strikes you're out type of thing. I feel like after 3 you doing too much, bro. I'm gone.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like 2 is probably where I'm at. I would say, especially for a man, probably 2.
Yeah,
because y'all are easy, so it's not hard to get another one. Friends, I'd probably say like 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I know we was doing friends. Friends, child,
3 or 4.
Friends fly too damn much, if you ask me. I definitely put my friends over a nigga. I mean, I definitely get my friend. I can. It was never, oh, she got rid of that nigga before she got rid of her. It was never that for me. So yeah, friends typically get more leeway.
Yeah.
However, that don't mean that you just gonna keep trying me now.
Right. And then our next question is, views on divorce. Is it traumatizing kids or taking a toll on them? I would like to change it. I'm going to say, your views, do you think it's better to get a divorce or to like stay together for the kids?
Divorce. And that's just me thinking of the best resolution, the best outcome, what just seems sane, because I just would not want to be with somebody like just sticking it out with somebody just because we have kids together. I'm not doing that.
What I'm saying is that better for the kids. Why? Do you think staying together for the kids is better for the kids, or is divorcing better for the kids?
I feel like
they both can be traumatizing.
I feel like it's always good for kids to grow up in a 2-parent household. However, I feel like they need to experience genuine love. So if divorcing would get us to a better just love for our child. That means we're in two separate homes. That it's just more better. It's not us being together all the time, arguing in front of the kid, because that's not good either. You're staying together, but y'all always arguing. The kid gonna basically grow up like my parents argued all the time, but they were married and this and that. So me personally, I feel like the best that I would do for my child and what I would think would be reasonable is divorcing. Some kids don't understand. Of course, kids don't understand, but I do feel like it's better to if it's just to that point where it's literally like y'all can't be in the same household, just divorce. I feel like the kid will be okay if you're still showing love to them, in separate households.
Right. Sorry, y'all. No, I agree. I feel like, especially if it's a toxic household, you're only just mirroring or kind of showing and modeling a toxic home for the kid. Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying, like with KeKe, baby daddy and them. They daddy beat the mama, and now they think it's cool to be on their people because that's what they saw growing up. Because the protective order was only placed in 2018 with the mama, so they literally grew up seeing that. Right. Yeah, so definitely I think it's better to divorce. And of course, again, I agree, but a two-parent household is obviously the best option, but that's only if it is a healthy dynamic and a functional two-parent household. If it's toxic, right, then it's better to just be separate. Yeah, that's it. With that, let's go ahead and talk about this documentary that we watched, y'all. I got this recommendation from the Don't Call Me White Girl podcast. It was called
I'm curious to see what Mona had to say.
It's called Escaping Twin Flames. The one we watched is on Netflix, but there's also one on Prime. I haven't finished that one. I only started it. But basically a little bit of backstory. So there is this, I don't know, Facebook group is how they started out as, called Twin Flames Universe. And it's basically supposed to be helping you find your twin flame, the other half of your soulmate, through God and through the work you do internally with yourself. You would be able to find your one true love and your harmonious, what do they call it? Harmonious. I forgot the word they used. I forgot the word they used, but it was specific to their group, so I'm gonna look it up.
Right.
But either way, it is led because it's still very active and they are still recruiting members. It's led by this dude Jeremy and his wife Shania. I think that's the name she's going by now. And they basically so they started as a Facebook group.
I didn't even so that was never really her real name.
Her real name was like Megan or something, like something regular.
Oh, it was.
It was. So they started as a Facebook group, and then they started making YouTube videos, and the YouTube kind of started pretty regular. Like, they talked about like their relationship and stuff, but they also had normal early 2000s YouTube content on there as well, like, playing video games and makeup content, like regular stuff that was in not early but mid 2000s YouTube. But either way, eventually dude realized he could actually start making bread off of this, so that's what they started doing. So they started charging $222 a month for these classes, right? So for 12 months. And at one point, one of the people said their class had 3,800 people in there. I did the math. Off that class alone, they made like $82,000 because it was for the year, because it was like, so they basically would sit in a Zoom call and be like, how have you pursued your...
So were they doing the credit cards for the class, or they was just doing their money for the class?
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind. Forget what I said. Never mind.
Yeah, so they're basically like sit in a Zoom call and they would talk about how they're feeling. They came up with this like mirroring exercise thing where they would take how they were feeling and like flip it on themselves. So like if Max is making me angry, I'm making myself angry. Why? Because she forgot my French fries. I forgot I didn't get to eat French fries. Like you'd flip it on yourself or whatever. Right. And they basically were trying to pass it off.
To get the French fries, she would never forgot them.
Right. So they were trying to like pass themselves off as being like these experts, right? But again, they're not that much older than us. They're very much in their, I don't know. Well, now they're probably in their 30s, 40s. I don't know. They're white. They could be 28 for all I know. But they started basically charging more and more money for a lot of different things, and slowly became, of course, more cult-like, as they always do. So it started becoming a thing where you had to get a coach. They started having coachings, so they would coach people into. They would have coaches. Yeah, they would coach people into becoming coaches. So it became an MLM, basically, like a pyramid scheme. So Max becomes a coach. She coaches me. But in order for Max to be a coach, she has to pay for those classes. And then I pay Max to coach me. So Max gets paid for me. Max pays the class. And then eventually, after I get so many coaching sessions, I can become a coach and take on other clients and get paid that way. So people were doing these coaching sessions to better themselves so that they could prepare for their twin flame. I can't. What is it? Harmonious? Dang. And so when they're doing this, and so Jeremy and I can't think, Shania, whatever, could point out who your twin flame was, because they had been in that harmonious matrimony for so long. They could peep it and tell you who it is. So they'd be like, yep, that's your twin flame, and you can only have one of them. So it doesn't matter if they're married, it doesn't matter if they have a baby on the way. It doesn't.
Harmonious union?
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay.
And so it doesn't matter if they have a baby, it doesn't matter if any of that, because that's your twin flame, and if you're not, they'll take you pursuing them as, this is where
we're supposed to be together. I get it.
So they'll encourage them to like stalk them, basically. And people have restraining orders put against them and all of that. They're like, it doesn't matter. Keep going.
It was not funny, but it was almost watching like, these people cannot be serious. This one girl got arrested for a month.
She claims she wasn't actually stalking him that day. I dropped on my mention before. She wasn't stalking. I kind of believe her that she wasn't, because she said she was going out for her birthday, and they lived in like a small town, so she wasn't actually stalking him. At this point, she had no reason to lie. She already did the jail time.
Right.
She wasn't stalking him. She just so happened to be at the same club, but she had been stalking him previously. So when he peeped her, oh yeah, come get her, because she here. And so she got arrested. And like most cults, they convince you to stop talking, to cut off your family, because they're not trying to live this lifestyle close to God the way you are, and they're gonna stop you and distract you from finding your twin flame and walking close to God and all that kind of stuff. So she didn't have anybody to call. She couldn't get out of jail. Eventually, she ended up calling her parents, and they used the retirement money to bail her out or whatever. But
how much do you think it was to bail her out for them to have to use their retirement? Or do you think they just got from their retirement fund?
Probably that one. It couldn't have been that much.
Yeah.
Unless they didn't get a bond. Unless they paid the whole thing and didn't get a bond. But I mean, even still, it couldn't have been that much. So they still could have been that much. They probably dipped into it. It was probably a couple thousand. Probably no more than 5. But yeah, so they were encouraging it. In one situation, lady is pursuing dude. They're like, yep, that's your twin flame. So he is originally into her, whatever. They go out for his birthday to like their cabin. They're cool. They're booed up. they're booed up or whatever. They had been pushing her to like basically for them to be the aggressor. And there's a lot of women in the group. It's mostly women, by the way, in the group. So she ends up going in to kiss dude, and eventually he's like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling this. It feels like I'm kissing my sister." Of course, it upsets her. She's telling the group. They're like, "It's fine. Keep going at it. He'll like it eventually." This man basically, I don't know if this triggered him being gay or like not triggered him, but helped him real. Either way, he starts dating a dude. And they say, "You're not pursuing him hard enough. The reason he's with a man right now is because you're not in your feminine energy. You're too masculine. You're wearing pants all the time. Put on a dress and some red lipstick. And start being more feminine. He can't be his true masculine, his divine masculine, because he got to be because you're too masculine. He has to be the divine feminine right now, because there can only be one divine feminine and one divine masculine in their things. So
they're then again trying to blame it on her, trying to get herself to think that she's the issue.
So they told her to girl up and keep pursuing it. Dude's in a full relationship with a man. Keep pursuing it. Eventually, dude's texting her. He's like, "Stop texting me. I'm not playing. I'm not your twin flame. This is weird. I will press charges if you text me again. Cut it out." And so, Shorty's like in the group, like, "I don't think he's my twin flame. I don't feel like my twin flame would talk to me like this. Like, this is crazy." They go off on him. Jeremy starts cussing her out, talking about him. You're a non-believer. How dare you say this?
He was like, "Liar,
liar." It was crazy.
The chain. You hear me? He was off the chain.
They're literally scared of this man. Mind you, everything is done remotely. I don't know. Everything is during COVID. Everything is remote.
They probably had a couple of in-person visits.
Couple like conventions or whatever, but everything else
is right. Ain't like a daily thing.
You're sitting on Zoom getting paid to get cussed out, and I know what y'all are sitting here thinking. White people shit, right? There's a couple of bits in there. Said, "Now you know you had no business being in this group," and she said it too. She said, "My match said
when she did catch on, she was like telling the other one, like, bro, you don't see what they're doing to us." It's like the black one kind of knew, like, something about this don't sound right. She was just like, let me get into my whiteness a little bit. Let me see.
That she just went through a divorce. She was trying to do something a little different. She literally was like,
ordinary.
Because what it was at first, your twin flame did not have to be in the group. You could kind of bring them in. And she's like, "Ain't no black man finna join this group."
And her luck was cut off there. So she what?
So as this is going on, he has the Twin Flames University. Then he starts the MAPS program, which is basically like some kind of PTSD, brain rewiring, mapping, trauma thing. And his goal with that was to get like a military contract, because those be like millions of dollars. So he was trying to get like a military contract with that. So he had some military doctor lady working with him. She wasn't like a psychologist. She was some regular doctor, like a regular ass MD. Like, no training for this. Right. They just made this up and we're rocking with it. And she was basically saying how she, has contacts in the Pentagon. They're gonna get this contract. They're gonna get this money. They're gonna get this money, right? And I don't know if y'all know anything about like hypnosis and stuff like that, but apparently it can get really intense, especially when they're bringing up like past traumas. Oh, did you catch that? One of the girls was like, they basically tried to convince her that she had been molested as a child.
The MAPS thing was wild, because for them to talk her into that, and she knows for a fact that didn't happen. I said,
it didn't happen.
That's what I was just like, bro, I got some things to say.
It was trauma building. They were allegedly trying to help you relive your traumas so that you could work through it, specifically for like PTSD and all that crap. But like I said, like we just said, one of the girls literally says she knows for almost an absolute fact she did not get molested as a child, but they kept trying to convince her during those MAP sessions that, again, they were paying for, that happened. Like, they kept doing it, and so they're trying to implant memories into her, which can happen because the brain is like, memory is subjective, so you can definitely convince yourself of certain things. But yeah, paying bread. I mean, like $300-$400 a session, bread. And so, yeah, with that kind of intense, I forgot the type of therapy it is. I think it's like EDSM, something like that. I don't know. With that intense type of therapy, it can make you tired afterward and like basically kind of hungry. So he decided to start a meal delivery kit, basically. So kind of like a HelloFresh type situation. That was $150. So he's making you hungry and then making you pay for it. And it basically was very carb heavy. So a lot of like sandwiches and stuff. And they would like be like, did you finish all your food? Did you eat it all? Like they wanted them to like gain weight for some reason. So they were making them like eat these random ass meals.
Like, you can venture out. Okay, now they have to be in the group. Okay, now we're gonna work on trauma. Okay, now we're gonna work on diet.
He just kept trying to get money.
Okay, now we're gonna work on making you think that you're gay and you're not.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Girl,
that happened, right? They got the meal kit. Now he was like, I don't want to have to pay taxes on all this bread I'm bringing in because I'm bringing in over $1 million. I'm already hitting that. You get into that threshold. I'm not quite at that 1%. To where I don't have to pay taxes, but they're going, so let's do this. Let's start a church, because look at this picture of me. I kind of look like Jesus. So I'm the second coming of Jesus, and this is my church. And he convinced people to start working for him too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He told them to stop pursuing their dreams of whatever they were doing and start working for him doing random crap. All of you that work for me now, you are now volunteers. You will no longer be getting paid because this is a church. Thanks. And now I don't got to pay taxes for real because this is a church.
Because y'all are volunteers.
Thank you. And he giggling about it, by the way.
Yeah.
Very much happy. He'll literally be like, I don't know who these videos were for, but when they would interject pictures of him being like, oh, look at this Porsche Cayenne, and here we go, my wife draped in Chanel, and woot the woot. Bitch, them people are broke. Who is this for?
You know what? I was trying to read at the end. Did anything even happen to them, or it's just like they can't even prove it? They can't even prove that anything that happened.
Local police said that they could not find anything done, any locally issues done, but that they did pass it on to the FBI. I think some of the issue is that because it's virtual, it's going to be a jurisdiction issue, so it would need to be, if anything gets indicted, it's going to be on federal levels because it's going to be like wire fraud and like international, cross state line type, not international. Well, yeah, some of them were international, but cross state lines type of stuff. But at this time, no. As I said, they're still active in recruiting members. You can go to their Facebook page right now.
They did say that at the end because I couldn't believe that when they said they're still recruiting. I said, "Well, ain't this about
You can go to their Facebook right now
and turn on Netflix."
100%.
So they already told them whatever you watch on Netflix ain't real.
Eventually, like Max was saying, remember they originally said your twin flame could be out of the group. Then they started saying your twin flame had to be in the group because it just makes sense, right? And like I said earlier, so they backtracked and said sometimes we were wrong, and yes, we may have said he was your twin flame, but the matching may have been wrong, so we have to redo it, and it has to be someone in the group. And also, girl, turn your phone off. And also,
and Brandon to bring me this charger, and it's going off on his laptop.
Also, dang, they have to be in the group. And also, I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say. The twin flame has to be in the group. All right, back. Back to what I was saying. The group is mostly women, so they made it clear that homosexuality is not a sin in their eyes. However, the reason it's not a sin is because it's not a thing. Because it doesn't really matter what your actual gender is, because you either have a divine feminine energy or a divine masculine energy, and that's what you have to pursue. So regardless on titties or not titties, you either have a masculine energy about you and you lean into that, or you have a feminine energy about you and you lean into that. With that being said, once they said, because the point of this whole group is that they guaranteed they were going to find you your twin flame. So when people started complaining, that's when they had to start making the shift and these changes.
Right.
So they started partnering women up and then said, you're the divine masculine, you're the divine feminine. So they forced them into a class and said, y'all can't stop taking these classes until y'all all fall in line and start acting like niggas. So they had to take masculine names, cut their hair, and start behaving like boys. It's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's just him. It's just him. Like, but she was like, I'm not gay. You are gay. Like, what? I'm so confused. They had this lady calling herself a cis woman. Cis, you are a woman. You were born a woman. You're not a cis woman.
They literally were like making them sweat. Like, they're like, you are, mind you. Oh yeah, because they said so.
Hold on, wait, Alicia. Hold on. I'm gonna go have to get this charger because he ain't texting me back, and it's on 7%.
So with what all, I'm gonna keep talking about the doc. With what all they were saying,
okay.
They like they said you can't be bisexual because you have to be one or the other. So they were making them be a masculine or a feminine. So literally, basically, people started getting surgeries or becoming trans to fit into whatever label they were telling them to have. Some of them did leave, thankfully, but some of them did go along with it and decide from now on you will call me Raymond. They just announced it on Facebook, and that was like, they just, they had already cut their families off for the most part, like their parents and stuff addressed me as such, and so they had to do that. And it's just crazy that they're taking all this money from people and they're now partnering them up and they're just along for the ride for the most part, right, until eventually they leave. And if they were to leave the group, they were to be, or if they were to say anything negative about the group, they would be kicked out and like blocked and basically told to be shunned by everybody else. So because they were such a tight-knit community, they would lose all their friends, which is pretty much all they had at that point because they cut all their family
I was just gonna say, it was pretty much all they knew.
Right. So it was really like a toxic situation to be in and crazy. There's a lot more to it, honestly. Y'all need to look at it, watch it.
Please. That was a good record. I'm glad you're seeing that on Mona, because when I was watching that, I said, well, what and the Jeepers Creepers is going on here? I said people know how to scam some people.
Listen, and when I was talking about it with my boyfriend or whatever, cause I was just like, oh, it's about cults, whatever. He's like, oh, I'm like, no, American cults, it's the bread, babes. It's nothing but money. It may start out a little weird, a little demonic or whatever, but it always ends up with the money. At the end of the day, they are millionaires. Yeah, crazy. This is nothing to do with a documentary, but I saw a TikTok. I guess back in the day, American banks used to give you deposit slips with your routing and account number pre-printed on them. So this man went into a bunch of banks and put his pre-printed deposit slips where the blank ones used to be. And so people were depositing their money into his account, right? And so at first they tried to get him for like some type of fraud, and he's like, I mean, no, my name's clearly printed on them. Y'all wasn't paying attention. Y'all put the bank put the money in there. That's on them. And they're like, all right, fine, bet. So then I try to get him for tax evasion. You got all this money. He's like, nope, I paid the taxes on the money. So he got away with it. He got millions of dollars. Shout out to that white man. Shout out to that white man. And that's why we don't have pre-printed deposit slips anymore.
You know what? I almost thought that was a black man, but the fact that he got away with it tells me everything.
We would have paid taxes on it, and that's where they would have got us. But yeah, all about the bread. They're still out here. They had a baby. Oh, the whole golden child weirdness. That was too much. That was too much.
Okay, I real deal got a question. Were they having an abortion, or were they just lying?
No, so I think they did end up having an abortion at one point because they were doing like what's it called? Like fertility treatments, like IVF.
Yes.
Yes. One of the babies got like, sometimes IVF the babies turn out
like the pretest that they do, and they basically was like, Jeff said it was inconclusive. Megan, Sheila, whatever you want to call her, was saying no. The doctor was saying basically trying to allude to the fact that it was going to be something in regards to being wrong with the baby.
It was going to be ectopic, meaning it was going to be in the fallopian tube, so it was going to die. And he was like, they weren't sure, but clearly they didn't have the baby then. So clearly they had what probably was ectopic. So they were trying to have a baby, and they were saying that everybody only has a twin flame except for them. Their baby was going to be their third flame, and this was going to be a golden baby who was perfect and who was never going to have sex with anyone but God. And they kept trying to have this golden baby named Grace, who was up here waiting for the right time to come down to earth. And yeah, basically they couldn't have no damn baby because they had fertility issues. And at one point, they wanted everybody to move to Michigan where they lived at. They were going to buy this huge piece of land, and they wanted everybody to have babies. So so for the same-sex couples, they're like, well, you can have babies with some other people from the group, right? At first, like, okay, cool, we'll get to pick who it is. And then he shut that down real quick. Nope, I'll let you know who you can have a baby with. So they were going to pair up babies to be a certain type of way, and they were all going to be golden babies that were going to rule something. Either way, it was very creepy.
It was.
Yeah, them niggas was weird. Well, they are weird because they're still out here doing weird shit.
And that I feel so bad for that twin sister. Stephanie is gone.
Yeah. She in Sweden or something. She ain't never coming home.
Yeah. She wrote a heartfelt message about her meeting her niece and nephew. Stephanie kindly said, "Please stop contacting me." Like she dropped like I heard like that's crazy. That was a good watch though. It's really good. This world can just with the white people sometimes they can never surprise you.
For real, like it couldn't have been thought up by anyone but them. You know what I mean? Like it's just so creative. Everyone's so creative. Yeah, that was crazy. This is running a little long. Let's just do this next one and then leave the last one for next week.
Okay.
Did GloRilla fall off?
You know what?
Or will she fall off?
I feel like I won't say fall off, but I feel like every girl goes through their little, hype season. She did have her hype season, very much so after FNF. She did her little once. Well, you know what?
Now that I'm tomorrow after FNF.
Look, now that I'm thinking about it,
on my face,
I only know FNF and Tomorrow, and then the other Lick Me whatever song.
No, I don't like that song though.
You know what? Because I was real deal. What I really wanted to say was, can GloRilla even really rap though, or was she just catchy? We just like the FNF.
I agree with that statement. I'm gonna be honest with you. Out of her little friend group, I don't think she's the star. I don't think she's the star.
I don't even think she's. You say you think she is?
I don't think she's the star out of her friend group.
Right. I honestly feel like, me personally, I love Gloss. Mm-hmm. I love Slime, and I really like the the three dynamic duo, Gloss, Slime, and Aliza. I really like them, but as far as the whole group, Gloss is my favorite. And I feel like she can rap.
She can really rap. Yeah, I don't feel like Gloss is gonna have not Gloss. What's the girl named GloRilla?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a fall off. But
I feel like she's already falling off. No shade. She a funny girl. She got a nice personality, so I think that she'll still have a career. It's giving Cardi B. No shade. I'm just
actually, when I was literally saying the song she had, it just dawned on me like,
I don't even like that Juicy J song. I don't even like that Juicy J song. And then nobody liked that Cha Cha Cha. So I
definitely don't listen to the song with her and Moneybag.
I didn't even know there was one. Side note, I listened to the Uchiwali remix as an adult. What the hell is wrong with my parents? Why do I do this? Said, where the fuck are you doing the bra? Do you hear this? Do you hear these grown men?
Nas and that other man was saying some things on that.
I was appalled. I was shocked and disgusted. I said, hold on.
How dare y'all talk about our music today?
I said, hold on now. Not Nas. Not the upstanding citizen that they uphold him to be. He's just now I'm telling y'all something now. That was Nas. We got Nasir now. Right. Because it was I was the whole time. I'm like, what is it? I felt assaulted.
I know Nas can get that freaky.
I wasn't expecting it. And like I knew it, but I didn't know it. So I was like, oh
right.
And I was like, hold on, what? Yeah, especially now that I know what they're talking about. I'm like, what? What is happening right now? This cannot be. Yeah. The Cha 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 though. Crazy. That song was bad. I'm pretty sure she's had other one. I'm saying pretty sure, like I can't pull it up.
Well, she did have a whole EP. Life. Yeah, when FNF first came out, she had the Life's Great, Life's Still Good, Life's Great EP.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
She has a new single that came out called Overstood. That came out October 2nd.
I did not know that.
Haven't heard a thing. Let's see. Oh, anyways, Life's Great. Oh yeah, I remember that album cover.
Did good. Blessed did good.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that one.
The biggest one is me. Is that Blessed?
I think so.
That one did good. So yeah, technically she only has one EP out, and that came out 2022. And it was called Anyways, Life's Great.
But that came out in March. Wow, it feels like it came out a lot longer than that.
Well, her and the dynamic group did get together and put out a song called Wrong One. So I do think it's cute that she goes back to the group and, put out different songs. To be honest, they may just do better as a group. But I know that's going to be a lot to split and all of that. And fine. So, it works out with her just doing the songs with them still and then doing her own thing. But it's sexy time right now.
Seriously.
Sexy got to play.
Do you think she's gonna slow down after having another baby?
No. However, I am curious to see. No, as in her slowing down. No, I feel like sexy always gonna be sexy, just how she's being sexy right now, as she's already pregnant. I am curious just to see how long her stardom will last. So,
right.
I am curious. Because at this point, they just come and, go. So we'll see.
That, yeah. I hope GloRilla. I feel like maybe she doesn't have a real sound, and I think that's part of her problem.
Yeah, because she was hard at first. Now she was trying to switch it up, being sexy, girly.
Which doesn't seem natural.
Right. Yeah. It's not seeming that that's who you are. not saying that she don't have boyfriends, but it just wasn't given that you all.
Yeah, that's not.
It doesn't give that. It doesn't give
at
that.
all. So, and that's the problem. And I keep saying that, and I will keep saying it. You got to be authentic these days. We can tell when you're genuine and when you're not. It just comes off weird.
Yep. Because where has Lotto been?
She been making music? I couldn't tell you. I haven't even heard that with that one song that
that came out after the the belt song, whatever that is.
I don't know. The one where she got where people called her out because she threw money, and then when she couldn't find her wallet, she took all the money back.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she couldn't find it was like one of them little wallets that had just like the debit card slots. She couldn't find it at the end of the night, so she took all the money back that she threw on the strippers.
Damn.
Anyway, that just gives Capricorn, right?
Right.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode, y'all. I want to thank y'all for listening. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, rate it, all the things. Do all the things. Anything else, friend?
Nope. We will be back next week. Y'all, please watch Twin Flame. That was a good watch. I actually give that 10 out of 10. That was really good. So yeah, catch us next week. We missed last week, so that's why we missed a lot of things. But Hot Topics are still long. Yeah, okay, yeah, we did. But Hot Topics still went over because of the juiciness of that.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. Subscribe to us. Let me sing you a song.
They ever tryna knock up, put my foot up in your cock, call your mama and your papa like I'm finna take your dollar, turn that bitch into a soccer ball and rock a